So turn mic 1 up just a little bit.
That one. We're unmuted.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. This is Josh McDonald. I'm sitting here alongside Ryan McDonald and Mara Ashcraft, and this is the District 1 3A Intermountain League Championship game between the top-seeded Timberlake Tigers and your Kellogg Wildcats. Wildcats coming into this game as the 2 seed after a very big win over the the Wildcats coming in after a win over the Bonners Ferry Badgers last night. Meanwhile, Timberlake knocked off Priest River to get here. The winner of this game advances to state. The loser will go on to face Bonners Ferry on Saturday at, whoever loses this game gets to host. So I think we're going to go right into the starters. So starting tonight for the Wildcats is Raiden Ricketts, a senior small forward, senior point guard Brennan Atkins, junior power forward Tyler Ortley, junior shooting guard Graydon Nearing, and junior center Gavin Luna. And then starting for the Tigers is the same starting lineup as last night. They're going to roll out Dawson Kramer, the point guard, Dylan Kluss at the shooting guard, Jacob James the guard, Sheldon Kistler at center, and Chase Gardam at forward. So these teams have played each other 3 times this season. Wildcats got them early in the semifinal round of the Silver Valley tournament. Meanwhile, in the league opener between these two teams, Timberlake got a 3-point win over the Wildcats in Kellogg after rallying from a 15-point deficit. And then just 2 short weeks ago, the Wildcats came up here where they played a pretty competitive game, and Brennan Atkins' half-court buzzer beater rimmed off, and the Tigers took another win from the Wildcats. So to say these teams have a little bit of history this season is definitely an understatement. And I think we're in store for a pretty competitive matchup tonight.
Yeah, this is going to be really exciting to see. For starters, district championship, like anytime you get a championship game, that's fantastic. But just like you said, Josh, the history that these teams have this season, I'm really excited to see who can come out of here with the W. Mara, what do you think?
I am trying to figure out my camera. Give it back to Josh.
Okay. Mara's going to be running the camera. So hopefully,
the first game, so hopefully we do better this time.
Taking the tip tonight, it's going to be Chase Gardam and Raiden Ricketts. It's going to be a pretty competitive ball game, I think. 2 athletes at the tip. Gardam easily wins the tip.
He's got hops.
Timberlake with the ball, bringing it across half court. That's Kramer with the ball. They're going to work it around, wait for a good shot. We've seen this all year from them. Patient offense. Gardam inside, little gap in the Wildcat defense. No good. Rebound controlled by Luna. Luna's going to find Nearing up the court. Nearing brings it up. Wildcats offense is kind of predicated on being able to hit the outside shot. And when they don't hit their outside shots, they tend to struggle a little bit. Ricketts drives the lane, floats one up with the right hand, and gets it to go. 2-0 game here. 7.5 minutes left in the first quarter. Wildcats press kind of all over the place last night. Forced a lot of Bonners Ferry turnovers. They're going to be looking for the same kind of thing tonight against this Timberlake team. Timberlake lost their true point guard at Kellogg earlier this season. Jacob James is up and in. And Timberlake's starting point guard, JT Wilfong, actually tore his ACL as he was crossed over in the game against Kellogg.
Ouch.
In Kellogg. So Tigers have played the majority of the season without their starting ball handler. Long rebound controlled by the Tigers. Jacob James in transition. He is going to get fouled by Brennan Atkins.
Ooh. It's a tough play by Atkins. I mean, I love that he's getting back, but that's one of those times where you almost got to give up the layup a little bit, maybe make an attempt at a foul, but that's hard to get a foul early in this game. So it looks like Jacob James is going to step to the line for 2. He hit that first 3 shots up. Good. He's been a great shooter all year for Timberlake. Sounds like he struggled a little bit with the 3, but to see him starting the game off with 1 is a good sign for the Tigers.
All right, second shot is up. And good.
And drops in.
Hit every part of the rim on that one.
Coming back the other way, Wildcats trailing. Atkins gets tripped up. Recovered by Luna though. Luna out to Nearing. Wildcats just need to work the ball around. Ricketts with the ball, drives in, kicks it out to Ortley. Ortley back up top. Nearing's gonna drive in, a little bit of contact, can't get the roll, and he's gonna tie up Kluss, but Kluss will rip the ball away. And back comes the Tigers.
You know, if I'm Kellogg, you got to attack this Timberlake team because 2 times I've seen they've gotten there fairly easy, and you got to get these bigs in foul trouble and out of the game early.
Wildcats giving Timberlake everything they want inside right now. Wildcats zone usually pretty stout, but so far this game, multiple looks on the inside for the Tigers. And we're early in the ball game. Atkins kicks the ball out, not looking to score. Ricketts will try a 3. Rims off, and the Wildcats shooting woes in this gymnasium continue. I think they only hit 1 3-pointer last night, and so far haven't really gotten anything to go from deep here in this game. Trailing 7-2, Dawson Kramer is going to get flagged for a travel there. Just taking some steps before he goes. And Kramer assumed the starting point guard duties about midway through the season when JT Wilfong tore his ACL, and has had to play a few more minutes than he was, I think, comfortable with early on.
Yeah.
But he has performed admirably and guided the Tigers to the top seed in this tournament, Ryan.
Yeah, he's looked like he's accepted the role, you know, throughout as the season's progressed. You know, with him in the lineup, that's a tall Timberlake lineup to match up against. What is he listed at? About 5'11", 6 foot, around there?
Dawson Kramer's listed at 6 foot even, Ryan.
Yeah, so I mean, with him being the shortest guy in your starting lineup, that's nice because you have the ability at that point to do a lot of switching. You know, the typical height in the IML, you know, has been over the few years around the 6 foot, 6'1" mark. So I think it's a good, you know, essentially it's played out to be a good thing for the Tigers.
Wildcats with the ball here out of the timeout. Atkins doesn't even look to score there. Finds Nearing. Nearing sets his shot, fires, and knocks it down. 7-5 ball game here.
See if he can carry some of that magic from last night over to this game.
Nearing began the game last night with a 9-point run to really get the Wildcats going. Scary pass thrown inside to Gardam. Gardam corralled it back out top to Kramer.
You got to have those if you're the Wildcats. You're not going to get very many chances against this disciplined Timberlake offense.
Once again, Tigers overloading one side as Kistler's shot rims off. Rebound by Ortley. Wildcats coming back the other way. Graydon Nearing wound up to pass. Didn't like his lane, though. Atkins going to penetrate deep. Floats one over to Luna. Back out to Nearing. Nearing will try another 3. No good. Rebound Ortley. Bounce pass stolen by Kistler. And just not a wise pass from Tyler Ortley there.
Got to look to score, especially when you're within 6 feet of the basket,
you're throwing
Josh.
the ball to a cutter like that. Unless you're playing pick and roll, you're not throwing a bounce pass. Lazy bounce pass gets stolen. Tigers just going to work the ball around the perimeter.
And here comes the backside cut from the guard, Jacob James, to the high post. And they've just been rotating their guards to that high post and keeping at least 2 of their bigs down low. Wow. Nice 3 from Gardam.
Chase Gardam doesn't shoot the ball a ton, but when he does, he loves those baseline jumpers.
It's a nice
He's
shot.
pretty much dangerous from any spot on the baseline. Nearing with the ball, dribbles in, goes inside to Luna. Luna with a little bit of contact, blocked by Kistler. Kistler started the break, pulled it off. Wildcats trailing 10-5 here. Kramer with the ball, once again to Gardam. Gardam will try another 3. This one off the front of the rim, rebound Graydon Nearing. Up to Atkins, Atkins will fire. Oh, and Atkins gets the 3 to drop. Making this a 8-10 ball game.
It's a nice shot. It's good to see him shooting and actually hitting a shot here in this gym.
Atkins tries the trap. They find Kluss wide open. Kluss's shot no good. Hits the top of the iron. Chased out by Luna. Luna finds Atkins ahead. Atkins tries to corral the ball. Does. Finds Ricketts out on the perimeter. Ricketts will try a 3. In motion.
Wow.
And the Wildcats are on top 11-10 here.
Ooh.
Nice little run there from the Wildcats to retake this lead.
And this is a good sign from the Wildcats early on in the game. They have their offense going. They're hitting shots.
Oh, and a tipped pass falls right into the waiting hands of Dylan Kluss. Opportunistic ball right there for Kluss as he re-gives the Tigers the lead here. 12-11 ball game, 2.5 left here in the first quarter. Once again, these two teams putting on a competitive game for the crowd. A lot riding on this game, a berth into the state tournament. Kramer with the crossover, gets through, almost has his pass stolen. Gardam will go up, nice right shot with the right. And Gardam, I believe, has 7 points here early for the Tigers.
He's playing really well for him, and that's a good night for him to have one of his better starts.
Atkins finds Ricketts on the perimeter. Ricketts will spy another three off the front of the rim. Atkins with the rebound, one-handed floater goes in. 14-13 ball game here. Tigers once again having to work on this press. Gonna float it over the top. Kistler, and some lucky fan's gonna go home with a souvenir.
Game touch.
Just kidding, they don't get to keep the ball. Kistler, a big strong kid, just needs to lay off the weights a little bit there.
I don't know, that pass looked good to me. No, I'm just kidding.
Wildcats with some subs in. The sophomore Logan Jerome is on the floor, as well as Justin Waller, defensive specialist for the Wildcats. Waller kicks it out to Jerome. Jerome up top to Atkins. And they're just going to work the ball around. There's 1:40 left here in the first quarter. Ricketts finds Waller. Waller up top to Jerome. Jerome with the lane, doesn't take it. And this is a fun matchup here between Ricketts and Gardam, just two athletic players. And we're going to get a double dribble there as Jerome didn't corral the pass and put the ball on the deck.
Yeah, and if you're the Wildcats, you know, it's early in the game. Really slow it down. It's a 1-point game. You have a lot of time to go. Take your time and get the good sets and good looks.
That call right there is a 50-50 call. Half the time the officials don't call it because they're going to say that he didn't have control over the pass. Gardam's pass on the baseline tipped up and out by Jerome.
It's good defensive play right there.
Good defensive play. Way to get back out of the turnover. Make a good defensive play. Get yourself right. Nearing back into the game. Give Atkins a little breather here with 1:18 left. Wildcats going to go to their bench to give Atkins and Ricketts some breathers here. Only one foul so far here in this quarter. Referees letting them play a little bit here in this championship game. Inside to Kistler, out to Gardam. Gardam not going to shoot from the wing there.
Well, there he goes
Wyatt
back.
Dickinson in the game for the Tigers. Plus goes high post to James. James, that shot, I don't think I've ever seen him miss that shot, actually. Kistler will try a three, though. And it's going to go wide as Gardam saves the ball off Logan Jerome's shoulder.
No box outs from the Wildcats right there. I'm surprised Dickinson didn't go right back up with that shot.
And, yeah, kind of an error there by the Tigers, trying to get the easy bucket. Jacob James throws it over to Gardam.
Oh, gotta watch the inbounder. He's going to the corner. There he goes.
Watching for the three-point shooter as James is creeped out onto the wing. I don't know that Graydon Nearing is aware of where he's at. Good help there by Jerome. Kluss is going to get a good look, though. Front of the rim, no good. Rebound, Kistler. Back over to Kluss. Kluss goes through the lane, off the glass, no good. Rebound, Nearing. Nearing in transition. Dribbles in, a little bit of contact there from Jacob James.
Good take.
That's going to be James's first, the team's first here with 32 seconds left in the first quarter. Wildcats still trailing 14-13. And Wildcats here have not done well at inbounds plays. It's been one of their not so great spots this season. Brandon Miller takes the pass. Over finds Luna. Luna will just try a little free throw there, no good. And he's gonna fly in and pick up a cheap foul. That was frustration. When you miss a shot that open, you're gonna do some silly things. And Luna flying in there like that after the miss is definitely one of those silly things.
It's nice to see your big guy, though, shooting that shot because that is a shot that a lot of big guys, especially in high school, don't take very often. So
Luna,
it's good to see him.
a pretty good free throw shooter, so not the worst shot in the world for him. Tigers trying to break this press. Waller just all over James. They're going to almost get the trap there. Dickinson picks up his dribble, fires it ahead to Gardam. Gardam is going to get the ball stripped away by Graydon Nearing. We're going to get a jump ball.
That was a quick jump ball.
And Graydon Nearing got a lot of arm there, but played the weak side perfectly to get in there. Referee Dave Oakes all over that call. I'm surprised that Nearing didn't pick up a reach there.
It looked like,
got away with one.
But at the pace that this game's being played right now, I'm really not that surprised. 10 seconds left. Wildcats trailing by one with the ball. Atkins going to dribble out, chased by Gardam. Gardner's going to hand it off to Nearing. 3 seconds left. He's going to drive in, spin, go up.
Not a bad take. That's a tough call, you know, because it really depends on
an unnatural spin off of his right foot inside to the key. 0.3 seconds left, and we're going to get almost got a tip in. And so at the end of the first quarter, it's Timberlake on top of Kellogg, 14-13. We'll be back with the second quarter. Thanks for watching Channel 3 Silver Valley Sports. And we're back with the second quarter here. Wildcats trailing the Timberlake Tigers 14-13 here in the championship game of the District 1 3A Intermountain League Tournament. The winner of this ball game advances to the state tournament. Wildcats played a pretty good first quarter, but so did the Tigers. Dawson Kramer's shot is going to be off the back iron. Kluss is going to get the rebound and get fouled. And I believe that foul is going to be charged to Logan Jerome, just his first, but the team's third.
Second chance points are what's killing the Wildcats right now. I mean, the Tigers aren't making them, thankfully, but they are getting those attempts. And from what I've seen, it's resulted in a couple fouls and a couple free throws.
With Gavin Luna off the floor for the Wildcats there, they struggle a little bit on the boards. And right now, while Sheldon Kistler's on the bench, they're probably better off to get Luna out there. Maybe get him a few easy post-ups to get him going. Wildcats working the ball around. Ricketts saw a lane, didn't take it. Out to Ortley. Ortley thought about going baseline. Wisely dribbles out. Wildcats just being patient with the ball. Ricketts goes up, dumps it off to Jerome. And we'll talk about Ricketts' body control there to avoid the charge.
That's a great play.
Great play, and the game is tied up. Meanwhile, Timberlake struggling a little bit against this press. Kramer's going to dribble in, fires up an errant pass, stolen by Graydon Nearing. Nearing in transition, drives in, a little bit of contact, partially blocked by Jacob James. And Timberlake coming back the other way. Kramer now with the ball, just working around. They overload on the, against this zone defense. Oh, as Kluss once again comes up with another, just a good ball there, falls right into Kluss's hands.
Right place at the right time, Josh.
That's the second time that's happened for him. Kid needs to go buy a lottery ticket, the way this is going. But how about the block from Jacob James there in transition?
That's a great play.
I think Graydon Nearing would have done himself some good to just try and stop and pump fake.
Either that or, even at this point in the game, pull it out. I mean, I know that's a momentum play that you really want to make and you should make, but with just kind of how the inconsistencies have gone with the Wildcats offense, might not have been a bad idea to pull it out and get a shot that you really want.
Plus his free throws hard off the back iron, but rebounded by the Tigers, and the Tigers are just dominating the Wildcats on the boards right now, Ryan. This is kind of what we saw earlier in our first game between the Priest River Spartans and the Bonners Ferry Badgers. It was the Spartans who just could not get a rebound, and I think ultimately that's what led to them losing that game.
Well, when it comes down to, and you have to play off the officials as well, how are they calling the game? What are they calling? What are they letting you get away with? And when the Spartans realized they were able to play a little bit more aggressive, you saw a lot more crashes on the boards, a lot more aggressive defense on second chance points. So I think when the Wildcats get a little bit more feel of the game here in the second quarter, we'll see a little bit different pace for them.
Atkins with the steal, throws it ahead to Waller. Can't control it, saves it into Kluss, and Waller just not the guy Atkins should have thrown that pass to there.
It's a silly mistake. You see Atkins out there talking to Waller, letting him know, hey, my bad, man. So hopefully we don't see another one of those.
Wildcats flying around on defense, though, as Luna gets tied up with Gardam there. It's going to be a jump ball favoring the Wildcats.
Good play by Luna, way to get on the ground.
Luna's not afraid to sacrifice his body, but the Wildcats, I think, need to get Nearing back into the game here. They need to have as many scorers on the floor as possible.
Well, and with the way this Tigers defense is collapsing on the drive, you need to make sure you have shooters spotted up. And Nearing, who is a fantastic shooter and is not afraid to pull the trigger.
Right. Inside to Ortley, tipped up and stolen. Not a good pass there from Justin Waller. Wildcats with back-to-back turnovers here, playing good defense, though. They still trail 17-15 here. 5.5 left here in the second quarter. High post pass goes over Dickinson's head, but Kramer's able to get there before any of the Wildcats. Dickinson throws a skip pass over to Kramer. Kramer has his man beat, goes baseline, finds Kistler, but throws it off his knee.
Nice defense from Ortley.
And that right there is one of the things that Dawson Kramer has struggled with this year, and probably the reason why Wilfong had the starting job at the beginning of the year, because he tends to make some kind of wild plays there. Very fast, strong with the ball, but just makes a few wild plays here and there. Luna with the great steal on Kistler goes up and ties this game up.
Nice find from Atkins.
And I would like to watch Luna and Kistler mix it up in the post a little bit more as Kramer gets away with just a heck of a carry right there. Plus, once again, finds his way into the middle of the key, and he's going to go up and in for two. Plus, just finding the ball at the right times for these Tigers, and we're gonna they're not going to miss that one, though, as the Wildcats turn the ball over.
Substitution for Timberlake, number 23, Jacob James.
And it's going to be Tigers' ball here. They're going to have to work against this press. Coach Minty wisely pulling Kramer to kind of tell him to just settle down a little bit there. Jacob James in, assuming the ball handler duties now for the Tigers. Kistler's going to bring the ball ahead, breaks the press, finds Dickinson. Dickinson will reset the offense here. And Dickinson, a very solid utility player for this Tigers team. We talked about him last night. Kind of a do-everything guy. He's big, he's physical, he'll rebound. He can shoot the ball, he can handle the ball. He kicks it over to Jacob James. James thought about it, I think, for just a second there.
Great rotation on the zone from the Wildcats. I mean, right, that's not.
And that's how you break that press or zone right there, is with just good, easy passing. Nothing too flashy there. They overload one side of the zone, force the Wildcats to commit, and then good looks as Graydon Nearing attacks the block.
Nice.
Great take by Graydon Nearing there.
You know, this district, and what we've seen, he's really taken on that role as a scorer, and that's exactly what I think the Wildcats needed, you know, coming into this game.
As Jacob James' shot falls wildly off the front of the rim, and then Tyler Ortley just
Playing volleyball out there.
Yeah,
It was a good spike.
excellent volleyball play.
I don't think he expected it to come off as quick as it did, but way to be there, though.
Inside to Kistler. James is going to fire up a three. No good. Rebound corralled by Dickinson. Dickinson gets fouled, and I'm trying to see who. That's going to be on Raiden Ricketts there on the offensive rebound. His first, the team's fifth.
I am amazed. Timberlake still only has one team foul.
Wildcats got to start taking advantage of certain things. You know, Tigers missing free throws. Tigers not hitting those shots. Wildcats just aren't getting rebounds. And Timberlake getting just more opportunity here.
You know, it comes down to you got to put a body on these guys. They are bigger than you. And if you're showing good position, showing good box outs, the refs are going to give you the calls, you know, but if you're not even making an attempt, they're not going to blow the whistle unless it's really obvious, you know, on those over the backs.
Dickinson extends the lead to 22-19 here. And with 3.5 left in this half, I guarantee you almost 100%, I would be willing to bet you a donut
Just one.
that Timberlake comes out in a press here.
What kind of donut?
Maple bar.
Ooh, where's it from?
Wherever you want.
Deal.
Timberlake comes out in a press here.
I don't think so. I think the Wildcats have too many good ball handlers to break it. The only reason why I would agree with you is if the Wildcats were showing a lot of signs of sloppy play, which they had a couple early turnovers to start, but ultimately they're just looking sloppy on the defensive end. I think offensively they're right where they want to be, so I don't agree with what you're saying, but let's see who gets a donut at the end of this game. All right.
Donuts.
Looks like I get a donut.
That's a press, bro.
You didn't clarify what kind of press.
I didn't need to. I said a press. That's donuts.
Well, I'll
fool.
give you a press, a pair of slacks to press.
I don't want slacks. I want donuts.
Oh.
Wildcats. So they're just trying to slow down.
Oh,
the
there was
Wildcat
Atkins
offense here. Atkins going to get another look here. Strokes it in. No good. Rebound, Luna. Luna goes up. Oh, and gets fouled. Can't get the nice roll. Luna will head to the line for 2 here, though.
That's a good sign for the Wildcats if he's getting aggressive and getting boards, especially against Kistler. That is a tough guy to get rebounds against.
And
He's a monster.
That foul is going to be charged to Dickinson there. Wyatt Dickinson picking up his first, just the team's second. Luna's first free throw rolls in, making this a 22-20 ball game.
He's got a nice touch.
He has a good-looking shot. Big, strong, soft hands. Knows how to play well in the post. Second shot for Luna, good.
Yeah.
Oh, could have gotten a lane violation there. Timberlake coming back the other way. Jacob James sprinting back, trying to get a kind of a cheap look there. Dribbles in, picks up his dribble, finds Dickinson down the lane. Easy
find.
2. Wildcats coming back the other way. Gardem slapping at the ball, almost knocked it away. Wildcats recover and reset, though, trailing 24-21 here.
Is it safe to say if that pick would have happened, we'd have seen a dunk in this game?
Oh, I think we might have. Ortley, wild pass to Luna, and just no need to fire that pass from a jump.
Right idea, though, but no need to jump on that pass.
She's got to take care of the ball. Wildcats not taking care of the ball, not taking care of advantages, and then struggling to rebound. Those are kind of the stories of this first half here.
And here's kind of the funny thing. They're making some of these silly mistakes, and it's still a 3-point ball game.
Kistler dribbles in, gets trapped. Ricketts almost with the steal. Wildcats flying around in this press. A 2-1-2, so a different look from their press than what the Tigers have seen from them in their first 3 matchups. Gardem tries another 3 here, and it's in. 27-21. Timberlake on top of Kellogg here. 2 minutes left here in this first half. Atkins finds Luna. Luna can't corral the pass. He'll try another little jumper. Hits the front of the rim, and back come the Tigers. Tigers with the ball, looking to extend this lead before the half. Skip pass over to Kramer. Kramer has the ball knocked out by Nearing. Up top to Kluss.
See, and the Wildcats just can't seem to get the proper rotation on that offside guard flashing post. And,
Gardem gets a 3 that misses there, but they left him wide open, and he's already hit 2 of them. I don't know why they would tempt their fate by leaving him open. As a matter of fact, the defender ran away.
I think it's that rotation, because right there specifically on that play, it was either you give up the 3 to Chase Gardem or you give up a 3 to Jacob James. Both have hit a 3 tonight. Gardem's hit 2. I mean, statistically, who would you rather have taken that shot if you're Kellogg?
I would normally agree with you right there, but Gardem has stroked the ball pretty well from the baseline.
Oh, yeah.
You're getting him on a heater. He just hit that shot. There's no reason that he's going to miss it.
Yeah, and kudos to the Tigers. They've really exploited that lack of rotation right there by the Wildcats, and I expect to see that offside guard flashing all the way through to the same side that Gardem flashes to the corner 3 a lot more this game.
Wildcats trying to spread things out. Graydon Nearing floats one up over the top of Kistler. Rebound tipped out, and it's going to be Wildcat ball. And that's one thing the Wildcats just don't have. They do not have the athleticism to match up with Timberlake. So when they're taking shots like that, it's kind of a one-and-done situation.
Well, and the trouble the Wildcats get themselves into is foul trouble when they start trying to compete on that athletic level with some of these other teams. So I feel like that's part of the reason why they're being a little more cautious on some of those plays.
Right. Atkins dribbles in, gets blocked. Shot sent out by James, back out to Luna. Luna hasn't been hitting, so I'm hoping he doesn't, Nearing with the nice take, draws the contact, no foul. Back come the Wildcats, but I hope Luna does not stop shooting just because he has had a few shots not go his way.
Yeah, they're leaving him wide open. Take those shots. It's the district championship. You have to take those shots.
Plus with another ball just falling right into his hands. Wildcats playing decent defense out of their zone, but when you're tipping passes up, Graydon Nearing with a deep bomb there.
That was really needed.
Make this a 29-24 ball game. 30 seconds left here in the first half. James with the ball over to Kistler. Kistler, I think he thought about shooting there in motion, but pulled it out. Tigers looking maybe to hold for the last shot here. Kramer picks up his dribble in the corner, kind of trapped, finds Gardam. Gardam on the baseline, goes to throw it off of Nearing, but misses. Nearing in transition, dribbles in.
Wow.
Tons of contact there between he and Kluss.
That's a nice take by Graydon Nearing.
Nearing with a strong take to get to the line. 6.8 seconds left here in the second quarter. Nearing's going to knock down.
They may not
knock down 2 free throws.
They may not compete, as far as athleticism goes, but when Graydon Nearing really turns the burners on and he's really focused on scoring, I don't see a lot of other players in this gym that can compete with him on that level. I mean, the kid has pure scoring ability. He's got the talent. He can shoot the ball. He's great in transition. He just needs to recognize and exploit that mismatch against the Tigers, Josh.
When he plays without having to think too much, it comes naturally to him. But when he starts overthinking, Nearing's going to knock down
we have
both of his free throws, and we're going to get a carry here.
And we have a chance to tie this ball game or close the margin leading into the half.
Wildcats loading the floor up with shooters here.
Ooh.
Timberlake going to have to guard every single spot on the floor here.
I'd go right to whoever Kistler has and send them right to the rim.
Atkins goes half court, crosses up, gets in, gets a look at the buzzer off the front of the rim. So at the end of the first half, Wildcats trailing Timberlake 29-26. We'll be back with the second half. Thanks for watching Channel 3 Sports.
All right, go ahead.
Hey, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. It is the start of the third quarter here at Timberlake High School. The Timberlake Tigers, the number 1 seed out of the Intermountain League, are currently on top of your Kellogg Wildcats, the number 2 seed out of the Intermountain League, by a score of 29 to 26.
Talk louder.
Talk louder.
And we have had a very, very competitive game here thus far. Both teams kind of unwilling to take a ton of risk, and it's been played at a fairly physical pace. All it's going to take here is one good quarter from either team to run away with this. The third quarter has not been kind to Kellogg throughout this season. They're going to have a good third quarter if they want to win this game and punch their ticket to state, Ryan.
Yeah, both teams have their disadvantages against each other, where Timberlake is the more athletic of the two teams. I feel like the Wildcats are overall a better offensively set team.
Luna right there inside and up, pull the Wildcats within 1. Wildcats staying true to this 2-1-2 press. Nearing's pass almost stolen by Kistler, but recovered by Ricketts.
Great hustle by Ricketts to get that ball back.
Wildcats with the ball here, trailing by 1. Ortley with the ball back up top to Atkins. Atkins going to reset things.
And, they just need to slow it down. It's a 1-point game. They started the quarter off good, on a good note. Just slow it down and get a good look. Don't force anything.
Luna with the ball out near three-point land. He's not going to pull the trigger there. Wildcats look like they're running a modified version of flex.
Like a zone flex.
A zone flex.
Actually, no, they are matched up. It's just everyone's really close, so it looks like a zone.
Tight flex here. Atkins with the ball one-on-one. Oh, I thought that was the matchup they wanted there. Ricketts ball fakes, dribble in, a little bit of contact up with the right, no good. Rebound tipped into Kistler's hands by Atkins.
Not a bad look, though. You want Ricketts attacking the basket, so not horrible. They'll drop.
Timberlake with the ball now, kind of taking their time. Wildcats just keeping them right around half court, keeping them out of scoring range, really. Moving the ball around the perimeter. They're going to try and overload once again. Luna almost got the big strip there. That was fast hands from the big man there. Wildcats switching on defense now in this man-to-man set. And we had a little expert analysis at halftime. Post falls great. Jake Blakeney actually made the call. Wildcats should switch to man, and so far, right there is kind of why the Wildcats don't play a ton of man, as Gardem beats his man off the dribble. But Wildcats switching into man is going to force the Tigers to take a few shots they're not comfortable with, as Luna gets inside, finds Ortley in the baseline. Ortley's going to go up outside to Atkins, and they'll reset here. Ricketts thought about pulling the trigger again. Ricketts and Atkins really need to get themselves going here in the third quarter, right?
With how good of a ball handler Atkins is, you need to give him some space to work. Same with Nearing. I do not think Timberlake can guard them that good off the dribble. It's when you get it super tight like this that you can't, that it makes it easier. But
and that right there was a perfect pass. I don't think Luna was ready for it. I don't think he expected Ortley to throw a little dime like that.
Dropping dimes.
Little Chris Paul pocket pass action there. Kramer dribbles right into the corner.
Whoa.
And I don't know how he got away with the travel there, but we've got to be near 10. Force Mike Minty to take a timeout.
30-second timeout.
That looked like a travel to me, Josh. It looked like he jumped and did not get rid of the ball, unless
it was tipped back into his hands.
Or he had a shoelace still on the ground, but who knows?
From this angle, that was clearly a travel.
When in doubt, everyone knows this. Jeff Nearing is never wrong.
Wildcats seem a lot more comfortable here in this man-to-man defense than I've seen them when they've matched up man throughout the season.
Well, and the problem I see with the Wildcats not doing well in man is when you go up against teams that have the really good, skilled ball handlers, that's when the Wildcats get in trouble. They want to reach their little handsy on defense. But this Timberlake team is pretty fundamentally sound dribbling the ball. They don't do anything too spectacular that I've seen. They do a lot of passing. That's what they rely on most. So for the Wildcats, they're able to switch. And honestly, if I'm Timberlake, I'm exploiting these matchups and posting my guard on guard. What do you think, Josh?
I don't know if I would post up. I don't know that they have the guards with the prowess to post up. It's not every day that you see a guard with post skills a la Ryan Beggerly or Jeremiah Big Spring. Meanwhile, Sheldon Kistler with the big man move there off the switch on Ricketts. That is what they need to do right there.
Yeah, that's a great take
Very
by
few
Kistler.
people on the court are going to be able to physically match up there. Atkins dumps it off to Luna. Luna in the post, pivots around. Nice little move by Luna, and he answers. Making this a 31-30 ball game here. Wildcats hanging tough, staying in this zone. Atkins playing great defense, moving his feet. James is going to get through, loses the ball, stolen by Ricketts. Ricketts floats it ahead, tipped by Kistler, and we're going to get a foul.
Wow. Ricketts is lucky that Kistler tipped that.
That foul was called rather quickly as Ricketts got the ball there. I didn't actually see it. It's going to be charged to, I don't know who they're.
Ooh.
Oh, Chase Gardam, his first, the team's first here.
He might have reached in there.
Wildcats moving the ball around. Ricketts gets in the paint, goes up strong.
Good take.
To give the Wildcats a 32-31 lead here. Wildcats playing very comfortably here in this third quarter. Gardam on the baseline, shot no good. Rebound controlled by Kistler.
Oh, that is not a good call.
And official Billy Boat there with the, they're going to give that to Tyler Ortley, but Ortley was not moving. Ortley was straight up, he was not moving.
Looks like Kistler just might have just fallen.
There was a lot of vertical contact there. I don't know that I would have called that. Wildcats going to sit back in their 2-3 zone here. Good defense there by Jerome to deny the post. Almost a 5 count. We're going to get an out of bounds though. Wildcats ball.
How long are these seconds, Josh? I mean, because we've seen a 10 count that was a 12 count, and that looked pretty close to 5.
Hey, there's some home court advantage. You know, you got to give them a little home court advantage. They get an extra half second.
That's fair.
No, I think that was as close as you can get. Wildcats with the ball now. Atkins uses the screen, pulls up. Ooh, wanted to go inside. Didn't like the look he had. Nearing will go outside to Miller. Miller kicks it out. Ortley on the baseline. Had some contact out to Logan Jerome. Jerome goes up, can't hit. Kramer and, that's Brandon Miller got tied up there.
Oh, and there's a
wide open Chase Gardam. Shot no good. A rebound, box out by Graydon Nearing. Great box out by Nearing to keep. Ooh, and we're going to get a blocking foul there on Kluss.
That's a nice take by Nearing.
I think Kluss was set until Nearing tried the little Euro step there, and that change of direction forced Kluss to move in front.
And that's one of those tough plays that you'll just learn. You just got to stand there.
The Euro step really has kind of changed the dynamic for players trying to take charges, though, because when you set up for a charge, if you have more than a second and you have a guard with good footwork, they're going to step right around you.
Yeah.
And it's awfully hard to draw charges when guards are using that step as a crossover step. Nearing's second shot doesn't drop. Wildcats on top, 33-31. Kramer with the ball in the corner, kicks it out to Kluss. Wildcats, are they in a man or are they?
Yeah, they're in a man.
They are in man right now. Kistler thought about popping the 3 there, working on Jerome. Goes up over the top, can't hit. Rebound controlled by Kramer. Kramer goes baseline, and we're going to get out of bounds. Wildcats ball.
That is great defense by Brennan Atkins. The one thing a coach will tell you, especially with these new hand check rules, is show the palms of your hands.
Nearing limping off the court real quick.
Hopefully nothing too serious.
Rolled up an ankle, stepped
Wyatt Dickinson in the game for the Tigers. Kramer heading to the bench.
Tie that shoe a little bit tighter and keep it moving.
Atkins with the ball, finds Waller. Waller playing some huge minutes in this district tournament. Atkins gets open, spots a 3, and it's in!
That was a big shot.
Big shot from Brennan Atkins right there. And now Timberlake is going to have to get kind of creative. They don't have their ball handler on the floor. Dickinson gets tied up. He throws the ball away. Jerome recovers. Miller fakes the pass, dribbling up, finds Atkins. Atkins left alone. Misses the three. Dickinson corrals the rebound. And Dickinson gonna get the ball over to Kluss. Kluss is gonna reset. Wildcats had a chance to really just kill the momentum, any momentum the Tigers would have had, and take a commanding 8-point lead. Dickinson with the ball, spins off Waller, finds James. James looking for
Nice
that
help.
lob. They wanted that lob to guard him. We've seen guard him get up and put that down with two hands on a couple different occasions against the Wildcats this year.
That was great. That was a great switch by Logan Jerome. He saw the screen and just went right with Gardem. That was a fantastic play.
Defensively, let's talk about Logan Jerome. Logan Jerome is a sophomore, and he's having to play post defense against one of the best centers in the Intermountain League. And easily the biggest kid on the floor in Sheldon Kitzler, and he is performing admirably here in the third quarter. Wildcats only down, or only up by 5 here, but 1:35 left here in the third quarter.
Well, and Jerome does something extremely well that you just can't teach bigs, and it is absorb the contact. Ooh.
And Gardem is just so athletic. He can just jump up and turn around in the air. He's got great body control. Back come the Wildcats, though. Ricketts' three is in. Wildcats with a 6-point lead. Tigers struggling against this press here. As Kistler trips, ball is stolen by Nearing. Nearing trying to get the ball as Dickinson throws Nearing out of the way. Waller gets on the loose ball, and the possession now favors the Wildcats. Wildcats making all the right plays here in the third quarter.
This has been a great third quarter for the Wildcats, and what we see out here is an extremely frustrated Timberlake Tigers team.
They seem to be stunned a little bit by the Wildcats coming out and playing this aggressively in the third quarter.
I got one word for you, Josh, composure, and the Wildcats are playing the definition of that word.
Nearing with the ball, dribbles in, a little bit of contact out to Jerome, over to Ricketts. Ricketts with the hot hand, dribbles in, goes up, partially blocked, but fouled by Kluss. And Ricketts is going to go to the line. And I talked about it last night, and people made fun of me because I used a ship analogy.
Oh, boy.
I'm revisiting my ship.
Jeff Lambert, I hope you're listening.
I hope everyone's listening. This is, the Wildcats are like a big boat.
Ship.
And when Ricketts is not on the floor, when Ricketts isn't on the floor, they are like a ship without a rudder. They are directionless. They do not play good ball when Ricketts is not on the floor. He settles them down. He stretches defenses out. He is that guy for the Wildcats. He goes 1 for 2 from the line there. Wildcats up 7 here. 45 seconds left in the third quarter. Wildcats sitting in this defense. They're all looking. Jacob James's three is in, and that was a big shot for the Wildcats. Wildcats back in transition. Ricketts with a little bit of contact, has it knocked away. It's recovered by Waller. Waller gets the ball stripped, and we have just a melee here. Gardem with the ball, kicks it out to Kramer. It's going to be a turnover, and a wild sequence there. Wildcats still up by 4. 20 seconds left here in the third quarter. And if I'm the Wildcats, I'm putting Brennan Atkins in. And Brennan Atkins, this kid, when in high pressure situations, he is as cool as a cucumber. And we're gonna see him probably take this last shot here off a design play. Atkins with the ball, up to Nearing. Wraps around, Nearing's gonna get in, finds Luna. Luna with some contact, rebounded by Nearing. He went up, and Dickinson had a ton of arm there. No foul called. Wildcats ball under their own basket. 5 seconds left.
Graydon Nearing is a beast on the boards for a guard.
Atkins finds Ricketts. Ricketts spots a three at the buzzer, and rebound by James. So at the end of the third quarter, it's the Wildcats 40, the Tigers 36. We'll be back with the fourth quarter of the 3A District Championship game. Thanks for watching Channel 3 Sports.
Nope.
And to start the fourth quarter, it's going to be Timberlake's ball. They're trailing the Wildcats 40-36 here in the district championship game. Tigers kind of rattled by that third quarter from the Wildcats. Wildcats forcing them to go deep into their bench. There's Jack McDonald on the floor.
He played some good minutes last night against Priest River.
Yeah. McDonald ducks under the pass, though.
Well,
And
look, Kramer, if Kramer hadn't thrown that, he'd been called for a travel. That's one of those times where,
Kramer also
just-
threw that ball
yeah.
about 3 feet to the left of McDonald. I think McDonald probably didn't think the ball intended for him. Wildcats now with the ball. They're working the ball around. Atkins gets in, finds Ricketts. Ricketts out to Jerome. And the Wildcats should just be content here to take their time on every possession.
oh, I would. You have a lead. You have no shot clock.
Nearing dribbles in. Great pass to Luna. Can't control the ball. Finds Ricketts. Ricketts will pull up. And it's nothing but net.
That's
Ricketts playing a heck of a ball game here. 42-36 ball game. Kramer with the ball. Dribbling right into the sideline. Goes corner and
that's
we're going
Kellogg
to get
ball.
an out of bounds. And you can see Sheldon Kistler telling Dawson Kramer to stop going to the sideline. He knows that it's bad. They want the ball to go middle, but every time he goes there, the Wildcats set up a trap. Wildcats 6-point lead here, under 7 minutes to play. Ricketts out to Atkins. Atkins finds Nearing. Bad pass, and Luna's gonna pick up one. That's one of those fouls right there that it just happens.
Well,
any big kid on any basketball team has picked up one of those. At least once or twice in their career.
And I want to go back to that play. You know, I understand the look from Graydon Nearing, but you're that far under the hoop. Just put the shot up. He's got a nice floater. Just throw it up there.
Give your guys a chance to get the rebound instead of throwing a bounce pass at their ankles.
Yeah, and Coach Nearing, said something to him, and that's just, one of those things you'll learn, in the game. And so hopefully he can
see Jeff Nearing giving his son an earful right now.
Yeah.
He didn't care much for that pass either. Given the circumstances, you're up by 6. You have a chance to push it to 8 with a floater, and you turn the ball over, and the result is your big man gets hit with a foul. Pardon me, losing my voice a little bit. But Timberlake gonna have to go full court here against this Wildcat press that has caused them fits throughout this game. Jacob James finds Gardem, goes middle, James gets by, pulls up from 3, and it's gonna hit the strap. Wildcat ball.
Man.
And right now,
you know what? Anytime the ball hits that strap, you get as sour as a grapefruit, and it's just frustrating to really get over, Josh.
sour as a grapefruit, he says. I don't think I've ever heard that.
Have you ever had a grapefruit?
Yes, but I don't think I've ever heard that as a basketball term. But
Well, you
hey,
have
here we
now.
are. Wildcats with the ball. Ricketts goes sideline. Tries to go inside, forces a pass to Luna, and that was probably the first bad play we've seen from Raiden Ricketts all night. James with the ball, and he's got to be the man here for the Tigers. 6 minutes left, Tigers trailing by 6. They've got to start going and finding him as Kistler's pass hits the side of the backboard. If I'm Timberlake, if I'm Coach Mike Minty, I'm taking a timeout right now, and we got to settle down.
Yeah, Josh, and once again, I've said this every game I've gone to and watched Kellogg. You have got to learn to play with that lead.
Well,
Okay.
and again, I feel like sometimes we have to play on repeat here, or just kind of broken record. This is not a situation the Wildcats are ultimately familiar being in.
No.
Their season was not one that saw them in a lot of close games against opponents that they were evenly matched with. The Wildcats found themselves more often than not in overmatched games. Kramer with the great take right there. Wildcats coming back the other way. Turnovers on 3 straight possessions for the Wildcats. Atkins gets in and make that 4. And right now, Coach Jeff Nearing taking a timeout.
Good timeout.
60 seconds timeout.
Anyone who can read what Jeff Nearing just said, don't repeat it. It is not suitable for the workplace.
Yeah, and
Just
we are.
ask the kids if they were.
And this is a
kidding.
kid-friendly broadcast, so we're not going to repeat it either.
But I can't blame him. On 4 straight possessions, this team has turned the ball over, trying to force passes when, if they would just be patient and run an offense, they wouldn't be struggling right now. They're clinging to a 4-point lead with 5.5 minutes left, and they really, really just need to take their time and look for easy buckets.
Well, and here's my thought. And, you know, as someone who coached, you know, freshmen who starting their basketball career, very, very raw talent, very raw athletes, we got in these situations, they were extremely unfamiliar, but I just, you know, that's when, back to your ship analogy, your coach ultimately has to be the captain of that ship, and he should be the one identifying that, you know what, we have a 4-point lead, 5.5 left. Anyone that goes down south and plays a Southern team, they all have the Princeton offense in their playbook. They could be up 2-0, and they'll run in a minute and a half off the clock before they get a score up.
Oh, they don't care if they win games 11-10 down there.
A win's a win, yeah.
Well, yeah, that just means they played really good defense.
So if I'm the coach, that's what I'm telling my team right now. Hopefully that's the message Nearing is relaying to his players.
I might even venture as far to say the Wildcats would do very well to start pressing softly from half court. James struggling, and that's going to be a backcourt violation. He dribbled it off his own foot. Kramer.
What?
And we're going to see a traveling right there.
Good call.
Well, we saw about 3 different missed calls from officials. First the backcourt, then a travel, then Gardem finally gets hit with a travel, but I actually think Gardem might have been fouled.
I think that was a makeup call right there by the officials.
I mean, poor Gardem just got thrown around down there and hit with a travel, but I think the referees were making up for the fact that they
Hey, quick shout out to Waller. That was a heck of good defense on Jacob James.
Waller is a terrific on-ball defender. The only problem is he tends to be a little careless in his passing. If he would pass the ball a little bit more, keep his passes a little bit crisper.
Well, and this is where you use him in the situational type of basketball. You put him in there to really frustrate the offense for Timberlake, but then you get Nearing or Atkins back in there on offense to help get you buckets.
Luna with the ball, kicks it out to Nearing.
Oh,
Nearing has a step on his man, gets the ball knocked away though. Too deep in the paint right there, and Timberlake gonna have another chance to close in on this lead. James in the corner finds Kistler. Kistler back to the basket, out to Gardem. Gardem's little jumper is up. No good, tipped in almost. Kistler once again, and his shot will roll in. And it's a 42-40 ball game. 4 minutes left to play.
It's a great board by
with 5
Kistler.
turnovers in a row here in the fourth quarter. The normal sloppy play that we see in the third quarter kind of waited until the fourth quarter to rear its head. Ricketts dribbles in, gets good penetration, goes up, switches hands,
Nice
and
take.
gets it to drop in. Push this lead back to 4. Kramer with the ball going kind of slow here. Tigers need to move the ball, and they do. Gardem gets out, finds Kistler. Kistler goes baseline, Kluss with the ball, off the glass and in.
And he keeps way to keep that ball high by Kluss. You got the mismatch against Atkins. Great play.
Ricketts goes up, gets called for a charge there. And tough call there for Raiden Ricketts. That's going to be his second or third foul, only the team's third foul. Neither team in foul trouble here late in the fourth. I'm amazed we've only had 5 fouls called here in the second half.
They've really let him play. It's been kind of nice.
Oh, these officials aren't getting paid by the call. Kramer goes baseline, has a look, ties the game up at 44. And Coach Mike Minty's going to take a timeout.
60-second timeout.
And the Wildcats, who at one point held an 8-point lead in this ball game, are now tied with 3 minutes left. And hey, right now we're on pace for the highest scoring matchup between these two teams this season. What a game we're seeing from both of these teams right now. But let's talk. The Wildcats 5 turnovers in a row at one point before Ricketts hit that floater. Then Ricketts draws the or picks up the charge, and Timberlake comes down with momentum and answers. What do you run out of this timeout if you're the Wildcats to try and reassert your control over this game, Ryan?
Well, at this point, you have to get the lead back because the tie ball game and stalling does no good unless you want that last shot. But the Wildcats need to just keep getting back to what they were doing to have success. They were scoring off of great defense, frustrating the Tigers, getting the Tigers out of rhythm. You've now shown that you can't play with the lead in this game, therefore played back into the Tigers' hands. So I'm looking at my guards and I'm spreading them out and I'm attacking the basket and seeing if I can get that quick pass to Luna or a shot at the rim.
Let's see what they get here. Ortley with the ball. Wanted to hand it off to Nearing there. Nearing didn't take it. Kramer a little handsy there on that play. Wildcats with the ball, 2:45 left here in the fourth quarter. Tie ball game. Looking for that home run. They go inside. Ortley gets the contact, and he's going to go to the line.
And that's that slash play that the Wildcats run. That's a great play. That play was actually created for former Wildcat stud Tucker Gus, who had that Chase Gardam athleticism with about 30 pounds of muscle on top. And
imagine Sheldon Kistler's weight with Gardam's athleticism.
No, exactly. And they would run that play, and Tucker Gus, same thing. He would either catch it wide open or get the defender in the air, strong enough to go right up and through. So that's a great play by the Wildcats.
Ortley with the ball, going to try and knock down this free throw here.
There you go.
Gets number 2 to roll in. 45-44 ball game. Wildcats going back to their traditional 2-2-1 press here. Gardam with the ball. Neither team really in foul trouble. Dickinson picks up his dribble, fires it out to Kramer. Kramer's pass wild, but Kistler's going to get fouled. He's going to go to the line for 2 with the Tigers trailing by 1. And Dickinson dribbling right into that trap there. This is where some inexperienced ball handling really is catching up to the Tigers. First shot for Kistler is in.
You know, and Kistler's been a beast all night. The guy's good down low.
Second shot for Kistler's up, and it's in. Tigers with a 46-45 lead here. Ricketts with the ball, bringing it ahead for the Wildcats. Dribbles in, finds Ortley in the corner. Ortley goes baseline, out to Luna. Luna goes up, a lot of contact, misses. Rebound controlled by the Tigers. And the Wildcats are going to have to play defense now. They had a chance to retake the lead, trailing by 1.
Oh.
Kramer holding the ball. It's dead ball situation. James with it. Over to Kramer. Finds Dickinson cutting. Skip pass over to James. Man-to-man Wildcats now, and Atkins going to pick up a foul there.
That's a silly reach. Fortunately, they got a few fouls to give,
Yeah,
so.
both teams still very, very okay in the foul department. Just Brennan's second personal, 5th team foul. So Wildcats still with 2 fouls before the bonus. And look for Kistler to post up here.
Or lob to guard him right there in front of the rim.
Wildcats playing Kistler straight up. Kluss is going to be trapped on the baseline, and a steal from Atkins.
Slow it down and get a good look if you're the Wildcats.
Nearing with the ball. Out to Atkins. Minute and a half left in this ball game. And this is what district championships are all about. A 1-point ball game, minute 25 left. Wildcats taking their time, trying to get a good look here. Ortley with the ball. Finds Ricketts. Ricketts' 3 is up. No good. A rebound by Jacob James. Minute 6 left here in the fourth quarter. Wildcats find Tigers find Kluss in the short corner. And right now, Tigers are just going to have to play keep away with it for a little bit. I'm not sure why they're not playing tight right now. Precious seconds running off the clock. And Timberlake's going to take a timeout, a 30-second timeout. 1 point lead. Wildcats need to try and just, I mean, they don't have the clock or fouls on their side. So if they're going to foul, they need to do it early.
Yeah, you really don't have time, like we stated, you know, when you have the lead, and especially in Idaho, you have the ability to actually play with the lead and run some time off the clock without having to force up an ill-advised shot, Josh.
Suddenly
but
those 5 turnovers and all those missed free throws are really coming back to haunt the Wildcats. I don't think any possession is going to haunt them more than that missed jumper from Gavin Luna, though, with about no one around him and 10 feet away from the hoop, just right off the back iron there.
You know,
that's
and
as good a look late in the game as you're going to get.
You want one of your star players taking those shots. You know, any other game, you would want him taking that same shot. So you make some and you miss some. It'll happen.
Atkins with the ball, forces the ball off Gardam.
Oh. It looked like Gardam lost the ball out of bounds.
I think everybody saw that went off the Timberlake player. Oh, I thought he was overturning the call.
I thought they were going to go to the monitors for the replay.
Wildcats, but I actually thought Paul Manzardo was changing the call there. Atkins popped that ball up, and I think it went off Gardam's foot.
It looked like it went off Gardam.
I have video replay. I have replay.
We're going to refer to ourselves for a brief moment as the replay booth for the NBA in New Jersey. And from what we could see, that definitely went off Gardam's leg, Josh.
Oh, I'm too late. I missed the delay.
And please excuse my potentially biased opinion.
Oh, don't excuse my biased opinion. I'm all about seeing the Wildcats win tonight.
Couldn't agree more, Josh.
Wildcats have a chance here to force a tough possession. The Tigers only have 2 directions they can really throw the ball, which really limits what Timberlake can do here.
Yeah, and this is a test right here on who wants this game more, and let's see what the Wildcats, or if they can come up with a steal and a bucket at the other end.
Jacob James inbounding the ball, throws it out to Kramer. Kramer's going to get fouled by Ortley.
Good foul.
That was good play by
It's still not in the bonus, though. Tigers going to have to inbound the ball from the hash mark here.
Unfortunately for the Wildcats, you have to go for the steal every single time at this point.
It's time to dig. And an errant pass! Recovered by Kramer. And right now would be the time for the Wildcats to try and force a steal. And almost a 10 count, but they're going to foul James, and that is probably the one guy you did not want to foul in this situation.
Yeah, James is
How close were the Wildcats there to a 10 count, though?
That was really close.
That play began with, 43 seconds on the clock?
Yeah.
It's now at 34.9, so just barely avoiding the 10 count there.
Kellogg needs to box out here more than ever.
Nice shot by Jacob James.
Jacob James with ice in his veins right now. The former Wildcat could be the Wildcat killer here tonight.
Aww.
Second shot's out the end.
Silky smooth.
Back come the Wildcats. No real reason to try and force up a bad shot. Atkins with a little bit of contact out to Ricketts, over to Nearing. They're going to find Luna, and now the Wildcats once again. The pass is tipped. They've got a foul. And they're going to call the foul there. I'm not entirely sure why they didn't try to foul Kluss. Once again, inexperience rearing its ugly head here.
Yeah, on that play, how many seconds we're running off the clock there, Josh? 5 or 6?
5 or 6 seconds, but just not a good look from the Wildcats there. They looked like they almost didn't know what to do in the situation. Jacob James with a big 1-and-1 here.
That's almost one of those situations, Josh, where if I'm Coach Jeff Nearing, I might have used a timeout.
I might use one right here if I'm Nearing. If they don't have one.
Well, and he's telling
I
the
use one.
officials as soon as the ball goes in, if it's a make, he wants a timeout. And here it comes.
So in this situation here, you've got multiple three-point shooters on this Wildcat team. What do you do?
You know, it's pretty obvious if you're Timberlake that they know who the ball is going to go to. So you either have to set some really good screens to get your key shooters open, or you pull a fast one on a lot of faith and maybe slip, Davis or Ricketts at the 4-5 when they run that 4 play to quickly pop out unexposed and shoot the 3. It's definitely a tough situation the Wildcats are in because they've shown who their scorers are, and all season long we've seen who the go-to guys for the Wildcats are. But it's also a matter of, can those senior leaders step up right here and make the play to send this into extra possession?
Right now, it's do or die. Tiger's gonna sit in a press here.
And we are gonna stand to see over the extremely loud cheering crowd.
And pardon the view right there, but it's gonna be kind of distorted. This Timberlake crowd on their feet. Right in the way of our camera. Atkins takes the inbounds and is fouled. Smart move by Coach Minty here.
Oh, absolutely.
They still have plenty of fouls to give.
But less time to get set up in what they want. I might have actually let a little bit more time run off the clock if I'm Timberlake, but agreed, smart foul.
Full group substitution here. Ricketts gonna throw the inbounds pass.
Here's my opinion. Throw the pass, look for Ricketts to come back down. They're gonna be
If
focused
they're
on.
gonna try and foul you, you need to try and put a shot up.
Oh my God.
Oh my God! Luna with the bank three to send the game at 50.
Wow.
Luna with a chance to win this ball game from the free throw line.
Wow, holy cow. That was a great shot by Gavin Luna.
Holy cow!
And these Kellogg fans are on their feet, Josh. This is insane. Oh, this.
This is the biggest free throw of Luna's life.
Wow.
Oh my gosh.
And that was Dylan Kluss's 5th foul.
And if Luna doesn't make that, that is a huge foul for Timberlake.
And I apologize for all of us yelling. That was one of the craziest things I have ever seen.
I did yell. I apologize.
That was insane.
Luna!
At this point, Josh, you know that the ball is going deep.
That was insane.
Now, I want to do just a coach's critic moment right here. The Wildcats are very lucky they did not get hit with a tee. 3 players came off the bench after the foul was called. I understand.
I think they might have assumed the clock had run out.
And I understand that, but that's where, as a coach and as players with experience, you have got to be aware of where the time's at. It's the district championship. They're going to be looking for those little things that can cost the team the game.
Wildcats with no foul to give. I put 1 guy on the ball and have 4 guys only pick up at half court.
Yeah, because you do not want to get a dumb foul.
If they beat you on a heave,
good for them.
So be it.
Yeah, I mean Kellogg might have just beat Timberlake on a heave themselves, but
Gavin freaking Luna.
Yep, get back, hands up. Yep, there you go. Show the palms. Show the palms.
Exclamation point on what has been a brilliant district tournament for Gavin Luna. 20 points, 12 rebounds last night, and then that shot. What a huge shot. And they're going to throw it. Gardner shot is no good.
And Kellogg
And the
wins.
Wildcats are your 3A District 1 champions.
Wow.
And will be heading to the state tournament.
That was one heck of a game. Probably one of the best Intermountain League District Championship games I've ever seen.
Congratulations, Kellogg. Your 29th.
Oh, we were all, everybody who watched that game won. That was an awesome
That was
basketball
awesome.
game.
Both teams played extremely hard. That was a fantastic district championship game.
My
What a
voice is
heartbreaker
gone.
for Timberlake. What a
Voice is gone.
heartbreaker.
I'm all raspy.
Double L.
So much yelling. And that means that Ryan, Mara, and I are going on vacation.
Time off of work, that's what I'm talking about.
Shout out Caleb McDonald. He'll be going with us. What a game.
Everybody needs someone to take stats, so thank you, Caleb.
What a game. I am so excited for these Wildcats. That was a heck of a ball game.
That was crazy.
District champion, the Kellogg Wildcats.
You know, and as being the coach that coached these boys as freshmen, the one thing that I remember telling them to start the season was, this first practice right here is not just an investment in the season, it's an investment in your time in this program. And anyone that knows Kellogg basketball and that's very familiar knows how proud of a program, you know, that is, and how accustomed we are to winning. So I am
6 in a row.
extremely proud of this group of boys.
2014, 2015, 2016, 17, 18, and now 19, your Intermountain League District champions, the Kellogg Wildcats, knocking off the Bonners Ferry Badgers 51-50. For Ryan, Mara, myself, thanks for watching. We'll talk to you later.